Hi, I'm Christa Jacobson, headmistress of the Budo, where we teach authentic ninjutsu and classical samurai bujutsu. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's the ancient martial arts of the ninja and samurai. This is a question that I got from one of my subscribers, and this individual had watched a lot of my situational awareness videos, obviously elemental videos dealing with classical ninjutsu with the Gotan-po and the Tenchijin, and he posed a really good question. He said, you know, you talk about situational awareness and using the elements to your advantage, but when you do the techniques, you're always doing something where you're hiding in the weeds, or you're concealing yourself within the area and the foliage, and then you're using classical weapons. So how do you utilize this type of a skill within reality-based self-defense? Now, generally speaking, when I'm talking about elemental training, I'm talking about the Tenchijin, right? Heaven, Earth, Man, which comes from classical ninjutsu. Now, different organizations have their own books on this, and I'm not talking about some specific organization or whatever organization write books on it and puts their own, you know, training curriculum to a specific idea. I'm talking about classical traditional ninjutsu utilizing the Tenchijin. The Tenchijin is comprised of three sections: Tenton-Juppo, Tenton-Juppo, and Jinton-Juppo. So heavenly escape methods, earthly escape methods, and escape methods of man. So basically, there are lots of different ways of utilizing the elements and the surroundings around you to either infiltrate, evade, utilize within combative situations, for survival situations. It's a way for the ninja to be able to connect to the elements and everything around them to gain some sort of an advantage regardless of the situation. Now, from a self-defense perspective, when we're talking about situational awareness, that's the idea, practice, and understanding of utilizing the elements and understanding the elements and the surroundings in any specific time. You should, literally the word, the name of it, situational awareness, is being aware of the situation that you're in. The situation that you're in is going to consist of some type of element or surrounding. So situational awareness and the training, classical training of the Tenchijin within ninjutsu, they do correlate, and it's something that we focus on a lot here at the Budo. Today we're going to be specifically working out of the Tenton-Juppo. The 10 techniques that's utilized in the Tenton-Juppo are Nitton, which is the use of sun; Geitan, which is the use of the moon; Seitan, which is the use of stars; Unton, which is the use of clouds; Muton, which is the use of fog; Raitan, which is the use of thunder; Denton, which is the use of lightning; Futon, which is the use of wind; Uton, which is the use of rain; and Setan, which is the use of snow. Now, like I said, the Tenchijin is comprised of 3 different sections. Each of those sections have 10 different philosophies or strategies that can be utilized in a variety of different ways. Now, how do we take these skills of the Tenchijin found within classical ninjutsu training and apply them to modern self-defense? Well, earlier I was talking to you guys a little bit about situational awareness and how situational awareness is exactly what it is. It's being aware of the situation. And the situation is you're going to be in some sort of an environment, some sort of element. You're going to have some sort of surrounding, and you need to be aware of your element, of the surroundings that you're in, and you want to be able to put yourself in a position to gain the best advantageous position in any type of altercation. Now, to do this, I'm going to have to move around a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. But let's just say we're standing like this, right? Let me move the camera here. Now I'm going to tell you guys something that you guys already know. In any self-defense situation, you're going to have to utilize your body in a way to protect yourself and to protect the ones that you love. You're going to have to use some form of Taijutsu skills, empty-handed combat. You're going to move Tai-Sabaki skills, footwork drills, any type of combative self-defense training or martial arts training that you have. But when it all comes down to it, when you boil it down to it, it's just fundamental understanding. You got to move your body to be able to protect yourself or to protect the ones that you love in some fashion or another, regardless of your training expertise. Now, I've positioned the camera to where the sun is directly behind the camera. I'm squinting. It makes it very difficult for me to see the camera. So if I had to protect myself from here and I'm in a position, regardless of what I do, the camera can see me very clearly no matter what the situation is. If I'm pulling some sort of weapon or tool, if I have some sort of weapon or tool, if I move, no matter which direction I move, I'm constantly have to battle that sunlight in my face because I can't see the camera, right? And it gives the camera, where the camera would be, or the viewer, it gives them an advantage from a visual perspective. So not only do I have to deal with the threat of someone trying to come after me, whether they have maybe they have a weapon or a tool, multiple attackers, the terrain, they have all these other things that's their advantage. Now I have to deal with my vision. I don't have a clear vision of the situation because they've positioned themselves where the sun is also into my eyes. So if I was to angle my body and literally change positions and use different type of footworking drills and angling skills to put the sun behind me, now the individual that has to now see my particular motions and defend against my motions, or me pulling out some sort of a weapon or tool to protect myself, they're the ones that have their vision altered, because now they don't get the clear picture of everything that I'm going to be doing as well, because I've now positioned myself to put the sun behind me, which that now disturbs your vision where the camera's sitting, and that gives me the advantage in the situation. When you understand the different principles within Tenton-Juppo, or the heavenly methods, or Chiton-Juppo, or the methods of earth, or Jinton-Juppo, or the methods of man, you understand the different ways that you can utilize the elements and the surroundings and the situation to your advantage. Now clearly in a self-defense situation, you're going to have to be able to protect yourself. So if you're not training in self-defense, then you're not training in self-defense. It's just that simple. If you're not training in survival, then you're not training in survival. Being able to position yourself with the sun behind you gives you an advantage in that situation. But if you don't know how to handle yourself, then it might not matter. So it's everything encompassing. It's not just can you execute the particular striking techniques or throwing techniques or locking techniques or whatever techniques that you're doing, whether it's you're carrying some sort of a weapon or some sort of a self-defense tool. Can you get to that weapon? Can you get to the tool? It's not even can you use the weapon. It's can you use the skills needed to protect yourself in the situation that you're in that particular moment. So it comes with everything. It's also like understanding, well, is the grass dry or is the grass wet? Are you on hard surface or are you on loose gravel? Can you position yourself to where the sun or the moon is behind you so that you can have an advantage and kind of impair their vision, or can you not? What position can you get yourself into? And all those things, the element and the surroundings, that's what dictates what you can and cannot do. Anybody can do, the majority of people who train in martial arts, at least classical Koryu, Japanese martial arts like ninjutsu, bujutsu, kobujutsu, etc. The vast majority of people who train in this particular method of martial arts, or Koryu bujutsu and Koryu ninjutsu, they can angle their bodies a certain way to do a particular technique in the situation of what they're training in. They can do that kata, they can do that waza, they can do this technique, of course. But can you do it with someone who's massively aggressive, that wants to hurt you? You're in an intense, violent situation. You got the sun in your eyes. It might be wet ground. All these things happen, and you have to be able to be aware of the element. You have to have good situational awareness skills. You have to be able to understand how you can move in a way that gives you the advantage, and then you have to have the skills necessary to affect true self-defense, to protect yourself and the ones that you love. Anyway, there's an example of how you can use Nitton-no-jutsu within self-defense, positioning yourself in a way that you can impair their vision so that it gives you an advantage within a real self-defense situation. If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do post 2 to 3 videos every single week. If you guys are interested in training in authentic ninjutsu and classical samurai bujutsu, please check out my website at budo-ninjutsu.com. There you guys can see a list of the 7 traditions, the different principles and philosophies that we teach. If you don't live next to one of our schools, you guys can always join the Budo online ninjutsu dojo and start training that way. So thank you guys very much for your love and support. I deeply appreciate it. Until next time, take care, be safe, and good luck in your journey of Budo. Bye.